Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So, did you guys know that 86% of people will buy from a company they know gives back to the world? That stat is something that I know because of my guest today. Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we're helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is Randy Molland, the founder of Go Big to Give Big. Welcome, Randy.
Thank you so much, Laura. I'm excited to be here.
So, Randy is one of the visionary badasses who will be inspiring you at the 100th book celebration on May 31st, you guys. He is on the visionary panel for a reason. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about him. And then we're going to have a really, really cool chat today. So, Randy Molland is the founder of Go Big to Give Big, the singular movement that empowers visionary entrepreneurs to expand their impact and income through strategic philanthropy. A seasoned business leader, real estate investor, and endurance athlete, Randy is no stranger to disrupting the status quo in order to achieve new levels of success. I like those parts of the bio about you, Randy. I've been so grateful to know you, grateful that we got introduced, who knows when now, the ways that we've partnered and collaborated together. And really, this is kind of going to hit on this first question for you today. Collaboration brought my company to being able to celebrate its 100th project. It has meant a lot to me to collaborate with people like you, visionaries like you. What has it meant to you in your business? Collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration is probably the singular thing that's got me to where I am today. In every aspect, every business that I've built is relationship based and collaboration based. When I was in the real estate industry, I had to go find people that had money to help fund my deals, and so I had to collaborate with them to get there. And then as I've now grown, I get to collaborate with people like you, where instead of now looking for maybe money in real estate, I look for other people that can help expand my audience, expand the business. And I'd say 80% of the deals that get done come from an introduction or a collaboration now. So that's really what's driven the majority of my business. And I think so many people forget about how exciting it is to do business with other really cool entrepreneurs. I think those that you and I like jam the most on is like, our networks are so fun to hang out with. Like, why don't we want to do business together and have more fun together? Like, that's the best part about having collaborations.
Well, so like we both started somewhere from nothing. And so, like, back when you didn't really know what you know now and you wanted to kind of dip your toe in, what would you say to someone who wants to collaborate but doesn't know really what to do about that? Like, what was your first thing you did?
Yeah, the biggest thing is I always encourage people is to build a little confidence in what you're trying to put together. Going into a collaboration and being unconfident in what you do is probably the fastest thing that will turn somebody off from wanting to do something with you. And being confident doesn't mean you have to talk about how much money you've made or where you're going. It has to be around how confident are you in what you deliver and what you can provide. And I think that's something that so many people misalign is they're like, I haven't done $1 million in sales, so I can't collaborate with anyone. It's like if you have a really good product and you feel really good about it, you go find the right people and you're just confident in your conversation, that will start. So that's why I encourage a lot of people to start with in that space is feeling very confident about what they're doing and who they are. And then the second thing is finding people that align with you. If you go to someone that doesn't align with your ethics, morals, and vision, and you try and collaborate with them, it's going to butt heads and you're not going to enjoy it. Whereas if you find someone that already aligns with you in the space and how you speak and how you talk, you can actually create partnerships stronger that way. And I can prove that because I talk to so many people that have multi-million and even billion-dollar companies that I have no belonging being in the room with. But because we have aligned visions of wanting to use business and make impact, I'm able to sit in the room, have conversations, and get into conversations with people that want to collaborate with me because of my ethics, morals, values, and what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, confidence, alignment, and then collaborate, you guys, right? So if you have a little bit of work to do on that confidence level, maybe you're stuck in imposter syndrome just a little bit, having some trouble there. That's a great first step. And then you have just as big a reason to be in the room with people in your dreams, goals, and visions as anyone else. So yeah, time to step it up. I love that. Okay, listen, you've been in business for a while. You've done a lot of different things. What do you think is the most important business growth tip you want to share with this audience today? Anything goes. I'm
Yeah.
curious.
It probably changes every day as I explore, and as an entrepreneur, no day is the same. And in the current season that I'm in, the biggest thing that I can encourage people now that would be the biggest is how do you build an email audience that you can work with to grow? I think it's one of the biggest challenges I've faced as I completely when I sold out of my real estate sector, I wasn't allowed to take any of the contacts that I had there, and I started from zero,
Mm.
and I did not realize how hard that was. And now scaling out again as I'm about ready to launch a new product, I was going back and I'm looking, I'm like, I didn't do a very good job of collecting a bunch of email addresses. I have a bunch of people I've talked to one to one, but I have 300 emails. Well, when you're going to grow and expand and build, having 300 emails isn't enough to convert products and services in. And so, depending what industry they're in and where they are, marketing, I think, is the biggest thing right now. Learning how to market and collect email addresses, learning how to create a lead magnet that will attract people in, learning how to collaborate with people where you can actually share that kind of information. But how do you get as much information and contact info from people out there that are in your space? That will completely change everything for you because when you have people to sell to that are interested in your product, it is 100 times easier than creating a product and then going, okay, now we have to go find the people.
Oh my gosh, you guys, just stop this right now, rewind it about a minute or two, and listen to that again. I just gave this whole talk on email platform building for my authors. Same deal. Like, if
Yeah.
you don't have that, you're not going to sell a book. And so you better be working on that. And it's the thing that doesn't get coached up front. So, I learned it late, man. If when I finally learned it, I was extremely grateful. If I had been told that early on, I would still be thanking that person for kicking my ass about that one thing.
Yeah.
And you
And
had to start from zero again. Everybody is starting from zero, you guys. It's okay. Like, you can do this, right? Yeah. What else did
and
you want to say about that?
the thing I'd say
Mhm.
now is also segmenting and tagging. I didn't realize, I didn't even know what it was. I'm like, it sounds like some mumbo jumbo. I don't really care. Now that everything is segmented and tagged with all of our new people coming in, I can go back and say, hey, you got this specific resource from me for this specific reason. I can now write an email that says, hey, Laura, you got this ebook from us or this specific thing. You might actually like this little thing over here. And now when that person gets the email, it's not just a generic, hey, friend, check out this cool thing. It's like, hey, I know when you bought this, you were interested in getting this, and we've got something similar for you. And you can write that for each different segment or person. And this might be a little bit more advanced, but when you start at the beginning, just tagging people, putting tags on people of where they came from, who they are. Did they come from a connection call? Did they get referred from Laura? Did they get over here? Allows you to be able to have more intimate conversations. And the reason why this is important, if people are listening, is because the world where we're going, where AI is taking over, there's a lot of saturation. Personalization is going to be the most important detail into marketing ever. Generic lists are going to be completely gone in the next few years because AI is going to completely eliminate that.
Yeah, good. Really good to think about that. Ooh, I love that you said that too, because I love my personal emails. I love writing the personal social posts. I love
Yeah,
being personal. Like,
it is.
no AI is going to be able to tell the story like I can.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I hate to dwell on this email thing, but I'm gonna, you guys, okay? Because he brought up something so important for business growth that I want to pause. If you heard Randy say your list has to be big enough to convert, I want you to hear it again. You're not going to convert to sales with too small of a list. So this is why you should be interested in email list building. There's so many strategies. We got you. Come reach out. We'll give you some stuff. Okay. We'll give you some resources. I've got a resource in my free opt-in on my website for this. So reach out if you're like tagging segment. What is he talking about? Like you're having a freak out moment. Like just, it's okay. It's okay. Just reach out. All right, Randy, what I really wanted to talk more about was like when I positioned my company as one that gives back, things shifted for me. My energy shifted, my languaging shifted. Our nonprofit partner, one main one, and the one that will be getting support from this 100th book celebration is the Inkwell. And they are a powerful force in the way I do business. Like my vision got bigger, my why shifted and evolved into something that 10x'd my vision. Can you feel it, you guys? So tell us more. Why is giving back so important? What is your message about this?
Yeah, I always like to start off because a lot of people think giving comes in large dollars of I need to donate $100,000 or $1,000 or whatever it is. So I've started now sharing that to start off with, the biggest thing around giving to learn is that it doesn't matter how much you give, it matters that you give. So we start with that. It doesn't matter how much you give, it matters that you give. I don't care if you donate dollars, time, resources, anything in that space. Just so that people can join in that feel like, oh, well, I don't have the money to give, so I don't need to listen to this. Everyone needs to listen to this because it applies to everyone. The second thing is that there's just following along what you shared, there's so many statistical proven studies that show all the dopamine release and all the oxytocin that gets released when we give. So as humans, serving other people is something that makes us one of the happiest on the planet. And so often we get caught up in the idea that it has to be this huge amount that we forget that buying a coffee for a stranger can make your day and also make that other person's day. And it's a $2 purchase. So from a human standpoint, we love to give. And when we bring that into our business, now every time you sell books, you get to donate to charity. Well, that makes you excited to go sell the books because every book you sell gives you that dopamine hit. Obviously, you get the sale, but you also get to support the nonprofit. So we're changing the psychology around sales to be excited about the impact that you're creating more than just, hey, I sold a book. And I can use whatever service you want. Put me in any industry and I can walk through what that looks like. I've worked with everyone from poker players to authors to real estate agents on how do we do that. So that's the psychology of it, the excitement of it. And then what it does for your business is it helps you stand out. We were just talking earlier about becoming more human in a crowded marketplace. Let's say you're a physiotherapist and everyone that comes in your door, they're looking at 15 different physiotherapists to choose. If somebody walks in that door and you say, yeah, one of the most amazing things about our practice is that every time somebody comes in for a session, we donate to help X, Y, and Z, whatever you believe in. And that's why we want to grow our practice a little bit more, is because the more patients we get to see, the more people we get to help. And all of a sudden, that person in their head goes, well, that's kind of cool. I like what you're doing there. I like how you're talking about this. When they go to talk about somebody else and they say, hey, can you recommend a physiotherapist? They're going to go, hey, this guy's kind of cool. This person's kind of cool because they also give. And whether it converts 1 in 100 people, who knows? There's statistics out there that say 86% of consumers will either buy from or work with companies that show their giving initiatives. So if you talk about it, you believe in it, it's going to make you feel better, it's going to make your customers feel better, and you're going to get to make a bigger impact in the world. That's all win-win-wins across the board that we're trying to bring more to a light in conversation.
Yes, I love it. All right, go buy your ticket, you guys. It supports the Inkwell. It's down below in the show notes, the 100th book celebration. I'll tell you about that a little bit more in a second, but it's doing something that will benefit you and someone else, and it's everything Randy just said and talked about. It's like all of that feels. You said psychology. I'm going to say it's psychology and physiology because of the chemical thing, that can be a good thing for a lot of people. Okay. So the people on this visionary panel were invited because they think in a way that helps their clients' mindset, that helps them grow, learn, evolve, and transform. And Randy, thank you for being someone in my life who's done that for me. The best coaches have or need great coaches, right? What's one of the most powerful pieces of coaching you've ever received? Tell us a little bit about that.
I don't think we have a long enough podcast to get into the coaching. The first thing I'll say is that coaching is one of the most impactful things that's ever happened to me. I was doing good, and then I realized what coaching actually did of holding a mirror up to find out some of my insecurities, find out some of the challenges I was going through, face them head on, and then how I can use them to propel me to be a better human. And so coaching is probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. One of the best practices that I ever learned from it, and this might not be relevant to many people, but it's my favorite thing to share, is that I was scared to be the person that I wanted to be in public and in business. This is going to sound weird. So society trained me to be one way. And when I got into my coach, he opened up a safe space for me to be the person that I wanted to be. I could be funny, I could be myself, I could kind of talk the way I wanted to talk, and I could just kind of let loose in that safe container. And what he reflected back was like, Randy, this is the Randy that I love and I cherish. I bet everyone else would feel the same. And that's when I realized that, like, when I was the most authentically myself, I learned that in coaching. It was like, oh, I can actually be me, and people will be attracted to that and want to get involved with that. And now I don't have to change my language when I get on podcasts. I can speak the way I speak, show up the way I show up, and be unapologetic and allow me to do that. So that's the biggest gift that coaching ever gave me. It wasn't a business tactic or a training. It was that by just showing up myself unapologetically how I want to show up, that I will attract the people that are interested in that Randy, as opposed to a different Randy that I had a face on trying to be the perfect business person on the other side.
And we have so much trouble with this, don't we? Because you fill in the blank. Why? Why did we get to this place where we have to get back to our real selves? Like, what is that, right? This, we know what it is, you guys. We get conditioned and taught to think that we need to serve what everyone else out there wants of us, right? Besides being, but all right, I have to plug it because this is just so brilliant. But when you guys listen to these beautiful visionary interviews, I want you now, since you just heard Randy talk about this, to pop back to Dynasta Miss Cayenne Thomas's interview in our series, and I want you to listen to hers next, okay? So if you need a little reinforcement on what Randy just said, like common theme here, you guys, love hearing these themes from my visionary people. This is golden nugget type of stuff. Randy, how do people get involved with you and what you're doing?
Yeah, we have kind of a few different sides of what we do. Essentially, what I'm trying to do in this world is how do I pair philanthropy and capitalism together? How do we help more businesses get aligned to nonprofit charity work in a way that they can attach it to their business, like you have, that every time you sell a ticket, you get to donate to charity, and it's a win-win-win for everyone. And on the other side, how do we work with nonprofits to help them partner with businesses, because they need a lot of support as well. They need to learn how they can speak to business owners and be in partnership with them and collaborate on every different level. And so the best way to, on any side of that, I talk a lot about it on my LinkedIn, is the easiest place to send people to. Just Randy Molland. My last name is Molland for those listening. And that's just where I speak about everything. You can find everything about me there. I talk a lot about for profits and how to use your business to make impact. And I speak a lot about nonprofits and some of the challenges they face. And my world is just, how do I bring them together? I want to be the bridge between the philanthropy and the capitalists.
I love it. Randy, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Laura. I can't wait for the event, and I'm super excited to just pour my heart out and serve anybody in your community, because anybody that is aligned with you is somebody that I want to spend time with and hang out with. So I just appreciate you, your audience, in any way that I can serve.
Thank you. So, you guys, if you can't tell, this is really way more than a 100th book celebration. It is a generous community. If you heard something today that resonated, you got a question, whatever, go find Randy on LinkedIn. Like he said, right? I got you linked up down below. We hope to see you at the Brave Healer Productions 100th book celebration, networking, and give back event. Get ready. Get ready. You're going to get a party box. You're going to have professionally moderated breakouts, writing and art exercises, a best hat contest. We have our visionary and multi-book lead author panels to inspire the out of you. And Kyle Cease is keynoting, you guys. Come on down, click on the link, check it all out. We hope you get your ticket. Lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.